evergreen fly guy here. We're gonna be doing a cool fly today. This is gonna be like, oh, I'm not gonna say which part because I don't know which part this is. I've filmed so many so far that I just keep uploading. So we're actually gonna do a mini mop fly today, and here's one I just did a little bit ago. I'm trying not to get my phone recording in the background. It's got a cool little presentation to it. It's like a regular mop, but it is smaller, as you can tell. So what we're gonna be using, obviously, let's start with the big one. We got some black mop material here, and for my mop material, I just got this fluffy car wash or scrubber thing from Walmart. I think they're like, things like $3, something like that. We are using the last of my size 12 barbless hooks, and I like to use something with a hook with the eyelid facing down like that. For thread, I'm just using some black ultra thread here. I think it's 140. And for dubbing, I'm gonna be using some more of my black with red and blue flash in it, just to give a little more flash. And we're also going to be using, not nymph hooks, but these size, I think they're 20mm beads for a little weight. And we also got some lead wire for weight. So I'm going to get all that set up, and if I missed anything, I'll go over it. I'll get back at you once I get it set up. Alright guys, I am back. So, to get started with, I'm just going to take my size 12 hook here, and I'm going to grab one of my, should have got this out to start with, these things are so hard to chase around, one of my tungsten 20mm bead heads, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the bead head on the hook. We're going to get it out of the, on there and out of the way. So now that is on there. Now I'm just going to set this down for just a second while I do this next part. So I want my mop here to be just a little bit longer than my my actual hook. So I'm going to take some off here, and now I found the best way to do this is to pull from the bottom and get these loose strings, because I cut one earlier and it just unraveled on me a lot. Let me see if that's about how far I want. I wanted to do a little bit bigger than the last one I did. So I'm just going to take a little bit more off. I think that'll be right where I want it for the most part. Alright. Got some dust on me, or some fuzz on me. Yeah, I think that's exactly what I want. So now at this point, I'm going to flip the mop little thing back over, and I'm going to take my hook and I'm going to try to get it right in the center of this, and then I'm just going to pull it out the other side once I got a good chunk hooked. Alright. Now you might get a little lopsided, and you can just cut that out if it doesn't straighten up on your hook there. Now I'm going to put my hook in my vise, and I'm going to push all that back, and I'm actually going to push the bead head back on the hook shank, about like 3 eyelids worth, and I'm going to put some thread here so it doesn't go back that way. I'm going to hold this and come over on it to get behind that bead. Now you don't necessarily need to cut off your tag there yet. Just focus on the mop body, and I'm tying that mop body in right now. I'm just working some thread over on it, getting it all compacted like I want it, just like that. And then I'm going to cross back over, and now at this point you can go ahead and clip off tag if you didn't do it earlier. And I'm gonna let out some slack here, and I'm gonna grab my black flaked flash dubbing stuff here. I'm gonna rub it on, get a real good noodle going. I think about 2 or 3 inches should do you. Pretty fine. Roll it pretty tight. So we're going to be moving a lot with it. I had a little bit more there at the bottom. Now if you don't get the correct amount, it doesn't matter. You can just add more on as we go. And I'm going to wrap. I'm going to put it on the bead head. Oh gosh, hold on just a second, let me back up. I'm actually going to start it behind the bead head because I think it will go easier if I do it that way. Let me start it right there. Let me fix my dubbing back. Alright, now I'm going to take some wraps with it. Oh yeah, that works a lot better. And you are covering the bead head. Now if you wanted to, you could have put some of that lead wire down. That's why I showed it at the beginning. Okay, I'm trying to figure out where I'm at right here. My dubbing separated on me. There we go. Okay. Because you want to leave space. Still need space up here at the hook eye, because we got one more thing to add. I'm just putting all that there, kind of making a body out of it almost. Now I'm taking my thread right there, and I'm gonna see how far I can push that back. A little bit of a thread head. I'm gonna take my little tool here for straightening up dubbing, and I'm gonna kind of blend it. A little bit crazy, not too crazy, with the mop there. You can also do it with your fingers if you're like me, impatient. Now this is something I didn't mention at the beginning of the video. This is just some saddle hackle black feathers. I'm just gonna grab just one of them out here. They're all in a pack. I'm gonna grab multiple of them out here and then strip off one, or at least that's gonna be the goal. I try to get some of the wider ones here for this process. So this is actually like the midsection one. So I'm going to trim these small loose feathers off down here at the bottom. And you'll be left with a stem like that. And then I'm also going to take and I'm going to trim the top off, or the midsection. Now I've just cut it, and now I'm going to cut angles into it to leave a little triangle at the tip of it. And you'll see the reasoning for that in just a second. Then I like to just pull these feathers out and get them all spaced out and unfurled. It also helps you get a hold of that little triangle area you just put on. Now just take that and stick it down here, and then you're going to want to just grab hold of it and then tie up on it, get it secure real well. And you got plenty of room for thread still because we left space. Now this is in there pretty securely, so the only thing we're going to do at this point is we're just going to take it and we're going to start wrapping it around. Now while you're doing this, make sure you're pushing these feathers back here. We're also kind of staggering this up to the eyelet of the hook because we got space for it. Oop, hold on, I twisted up. Let me start over here. Better to start over than to mess up. I got tangled in my thread mainly. I'm sure that's what did it. Oh no, I'm losing some. There we go. Alright, now we'll take it around. I will watch out for that thread real well. Keep pushing that back. All the way around. You can use the whole feather for this pretty much, or you can just do however much you think would look good. The last few times I did it, I wound up using the whole feather, and it looked just fine. Didn't look overdone or anything. Gosh, I keep getting tangled in my line. So, great. We just lost all the feather again because of this. So, yeah, when you start again, add the trim timer. Jesus Christ, that was a fuckload that time. I didn't realize how fucking much we got into it. Yeah, bro, this shit's insane. Now at this point, just wrap around on it here and get a good hold on it. Obviously not like what I just did, because that came off immediately. Having some issues up here, if you can't tell by the way my feather's mangled. That eyelet's just kind of letting the thread drop. Try setting the thread over here out of my way. Now we'll wrap. And I'm going to have the feather meet that little bit of a body. And I'll take it back down toward the eyelid. And I'm pushing these back as I go to just kind of help compact everything a little better. Okay, let's see where I'm at here. Oof, okay. Alright. Now I'm going to grab that thread, trying to keep all of these pushed back. I'm going to go back on my eyelid. And if you can't get all of them, that's fine. We put down so many that if you can be lost and the fly will still look okay. Now, we didn't actually catch our tail end there, weirdly enough. I spin it back. I should have got it that time. Okay. This feather is giving me the trouble out of than any other feather has in a while. There we go. That should keep it back. Alright, now I'm going to trim so I can see up here. And where I can get my eyelid clear. It's covered and stuff. There we go, there it is. Oh, covered in feather and all sorts of other stuff. Oh, Lord. Well, I cut my thread. It's not a huge disaster, though. Let me finish trimming this up, and we'll fix the thread situation. Or I'll break it again. Gosh. Oh, I see. Okay, so I had my thread jammed up. Every time I pulled on it a little bit, it'd snap it. Alright guys, I'm back. I fixed my thread. Now I'm just rolling this out. I was before I cut my thread, so great. I was trimming this back so we could find the head here, because I got too many feathers and thread around it. Okay, there we go. There's the tag I needed to get. I should have trimmed this earlier. This is on me. Okay. Now we'll just take and whip finish it. If we don't lose anything before we get up there to do that. Nice and tight there. Surprised our line didn't snap. Okay, there we go, guys. Let me adjust it how we want it. Pull our feathers around here. There we go. There is a black mop fly. I'm not really sure what this could intimidate, but sure it could intimidate a few different types of bugs. Tons and tons of different bugs. And there's the first one I did. It has a little bit longer fibers. I used a longer feather, and I think it would have looked better with that longer butt. This one's got the shorter butt, but yeah, the longer butt with the longer feathers would have been the best one to do.